All right. I just documenting this shit. Fucking last night and shit like that. Where you could say I had this, in my head and shit like that, thinking about it and shit like that. I was fucking what you could say thinking about, you know, a video that I posted on, my other channel and shit. Uh, about like how this place right here, you know, this is hell and shit like that. And it's true, like here is hell and shit like that. All right, this is a place you could say that you get judged and shit like that for your afterlife. And then I was also thinking about, yeah, because when I was younger, I used to watch, also Hercules and shit like that. And in Greek mythology or in that show and shit like that, you know, they call it the underworld and shit like that. They don't call it hell; it's the underworld. So I was like, yeah, let me look that shit up and shit like that, just to confirm and shit like that. So I looked it up, right? Greek mythology. Yeah. In Greek mythology, the underworld, also known as Hades, is a dark and gloomy realm where most humans go after they die. All right, and that's some real ass shit. You know, you know, you know, fucking what else? But that's also corresponding also to another video that I said. I don't know if I said it in that particular video. Me talking about that, but I'm pretty sure I did. There are realms and shit like that. So like, primarily, I want to say because everybody has dreamt before, or who knows if they haven't. But dreaming is an actual realm and shit like that. It's real. It's not just top of your head. Is where your soul, your energy goes to when your body shuts down and shit like that. So sort of like digressing a bit and shit like that. Like your body is pretty much more like a surrogate, all right? Your energy controls it and shit like that. Who you are inside, it's a surrogate. But let's just branch off a bit off of that now. Digress and go back to what I was talking about. And then I look a little bit further down and shit like that on this. And here we go. In Greek mythology, Underworld or Hades is a distinct realm, one of the three realms that make up the cosmos, where an individual goes after death. All right, now think about it. Three realms, right? You live here. This is hell and shit like that. All right. Then you got the top one, which will be the highland or heaven, and then the underworld, Hades. you know, and that's real and shit like that. And also depending like when you die and stuff like that, you might get approached by a psychopomp and shit like that. Sort of the ones that guide you to your afterlife and shit like that. That's real shit too. Psychopumps. You know, sometimes you might not receive one or whatever, but they're 100% real. um, what else? And then me looking at this and stuff, but don't get me wrong, I've looked it up before, like the Olympians and stuff like that. I just have Mount Olympus, 12 Olympians, Zeus, Hera, whatever. Those motherfuckers were real and shit like that. Greek mythology. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, there's a lot of shit, like fucking like that, like Greek mythology, um, Roman Empire, Persian Empire. You don't hear a lot about like American stuff, you know. And I even looked that shit up too and shit like that. Like, there's not really that much shit. So Greek mythology. All right, they got like folklore, fucking some. They have Bigfoot and shit like that, and little critter stuff. But you know, there's not really anything about American mythology. You know, you know, not accounting for like stupid shit like wars and shit like that. World War I, World War II, Vietnam, uh, Desert Storm shit. But whatever. They don't really have much tell in America and shit like that. It's true. You're like, yeah, there's it's mainly all the way in the all the way in the east and shit like that. That's where a lot of shit came from and shit like that. Just looking at it and shit. I could be fucking wrong and be like, you're wrong, but no, there isn't. I mean, unless you're talking about like watches and shit like that, Salem, Oregon and shit like that. That's where supposedly that's where like watches used to be at or some shit like that. I could be hella wrong and shit like that, um, but yeah, just sharing that and shit like that. But it's true and shit like that. Like I even said this while jabbering and shit like that, like the Titans and shit like that. All that's just fucking real and shit like that. But again, they're already where they're supposed to be at and shit like that. But they are real, or were real in this realm right here in hell. Not joking. It's true. Um, but that's it for this one. We'll think some other shit.